To go there, we have to go through dana, ethical behavior, and then bhavana means meditation. These three things has to be done. I'm talking about happiness. Telling other people, take me as an example. I have absolutely no education. My health is very good, and I am very jovial, and I am very friendly to people. So everybody can, and I sleep very, very well. Just because I have a zero mind, or Buddha had a zero mind, or Arahats who are awakened people had a zero mind, doesn't mean they died faster, they lived very unhappily. No, they lived happily, moment happiness. They lived happily, not future happiness. So zero mind is a product of the mind not wanting to be or wanting to be. So all these things what I said comes together, but we have difficulties in finding out, well, you're my friendship, right? So I need to do something for you, right? But these things happen automatically. If you come in, I say, hello, how do you do? Then we start talking. Can we have a cup of tea? Yeah, come, let's go down. So allow it to happen. But don't keep noticing everything. Not necessary. Because all are changing, all the time change. Look after the present mind without wanting to be and not want to be. But the present moment will give you something. So neither reject it but keep the morals properly. It is not easy. You choose your friends. Like you take a telephone, you take the mobile and you dial the number, then you go to that friend. You choose your friends. But a lot of people try to get friends who are playful and so on, So this is the first part of the zero mind, what I am talking. Next part I'll be going into. Zero mind is not a thing that you manufacture. Please keep that in mind. It is a result of not wanting to be or wanting to be. Zero mind you can't manufacture because it's zero. It is a product of mental maturity. Good behavior, ethical behavior, love based on interdependency awareness.
Can we say that wanting to be and not wanting to be is tanha?
It is not easy to getting rid of wanting to be and not wanting to be is because you have understood tanha. You don't want to be or not wanting to be. But your question was, were we born because we wanted to be or not wanted to be? That is not the case. I will tell you, that's why the Buddha says, do not try to find out where there is a beginning. There's no beginnings in a circle. I'll put it in a normal way, right? The world was 3,000 degrees. Then it became 1,500 degrees. It became 700 degrees. It became 100 degrees. Then it became 50 degrees. When it became 32 degrees. So at the 32 degrees, bacteria can come to birth. But there was no bacteria's great-great-grandfather. There was only ammoniosaur, no oxygen, and then algae came and so. So that question here that you ask cannot be answered because there's no beginning, right? But if you say there's no mind without a body, so our first body is bacteria. So the bacteria has an intention going towards light. If you take a colony of bacteria in water and if you put light, it will be swimming this way. If you put the light this way, it will be swimming this way. But it has a consciousness, very primitive consciousness. But we know he was, but see, most of the time, Buddha's teachings go from knowing, not unknown, to the unknown. We think till we come to the position we do not know, right? And then try to find out where's the beginning of not knowing. Buddha did it in a different way. He just observed his body and mind and came to know how this is functioning psychologically. Then how eye, ear, nose go into it. Then the four elementary behavior: water element, earth element, heat element. Now this can be realized, not understood, because according to our present education systems, we want to understand things, right? But I love you is not a thing that you can understand in logical terms. But love exists, right? So the mental freedom is not understanding in logical terms body and mind. Mental freedom is knowing how the body and mind comes to birth. If you take fire, you can't say oxygen was before Brennstoff or before the wax. They all came together at one time. So manifestation, bhava, you call it bhava in see, bhava. So your question, right? Who was before? One can't say, but conditionality made the body and the mind at the same time. That is our bacteria. But we are not going to bacteria. Buddha never talked about bacteria. He could not, he would have known, but he talked, take what is here and now. So when we meditate, it's a here and now position. We are observing the breath in order to stop thoughts getting fertilized. When you get a child, you need mother milk. When you have a car, you need petrol. When you have seeds, you need water and fertilizer. Thoughts need thoughts. So you can't think and stop thinking. You have to cut it by observing the breath. You observe the breath till the thought goes away. Here you can experience zero mind. But zero mind doesn't allow you to experience it. Unless you are mentally matured, means you have earned. Notice this. You have earned. Earn means like earning money. Paramis, good deeds. Dharma parami, giving is a good deed. Then let go is a good deed. Not sticking to concepts that the mind creates. Then only the mind becomes matured, reif, geistige Reife kommt mit Ursache. Ursache ist Gabe ausüben, ethisches Verhalten, let go, traditions and so on. That neutrality of the mind observes the happening in the body and the mind. That is what is called realization. It has no necessity for understanding. So the understanding, quantum theory and the sixth and the fifth, seventh dimensions, but we are talking nowadays lot because we are chasing knowledge. Knowledge is not very smart, because knowledge cannot go away with understand feelings. Feelings you can't understand, you can realize the feeling. So the no mind, no thought is a realization. There's no knowledge there. That is what is called mental freedom. See, if you want to understand feelings, I love you is not a thing that you can understand, but still it exists. The taste of honey exists, even we have no logical means of understanding. So, and it's very, you see, the people don't know how to choose wisdom. Very, very unfortunate, I have a girlfriend I am trying to force myself. On her own, she goes and searches because I'm strict sometimes, right? But being strict is, you have to be strict because somebody, your values are different, Normally, you like a cat, and I also love cats. But to understand, first of all, you must have the mental ability to choose the right friends. So if you have wrong values, Rolex watch and big cars and so on, then you are going to choose the wrong friends. Because most of these people who are near zero mind, not zero mind, near zero mind, they have no values for material things. They have values for ethical things. So it's very, very, very difficult. They will suffer, but doesn't matter. But they'll still hold on to their false values. Everything nowadays, people talk in Denmark or Euro or something. Buddha never said to stop feelings. Never said it. He said only don't hang on to feelings. So the zero mind, no zero, with or without zero mind, feelings come through. But the mind can be free of wanting to have and not wanting to have. Then it is zero mind. It's not an imagination. Right? Zero mind is not an imagination. It's a thoughtless mind. It has the ability to think, but is enjoying thoughtlessness of the mind. So my next thing, I will go into more little details. But if you have questions, you can now ask me. Don't be shy, you just ask me whatever the question you like to ask, Normally, my subjects like zero mind, nobody talks about this, And most of the time we have got spoiled. We are talking about Buddhism. One has to keep Buddha talked about Dharma, not Buddhism. Buddha never made Buddhism. And that is why we have difficulties in Buddhism, the Theravada Buddhism, then you say Mahayana Buddhism, then you say this Nikaya. Body and mind, the four Bausteine or building blocks, water element and all, is non-cultural, non-religious. Because it is a universal. Water is universal. Air is universal. Heat is universal. We are made all of those elements. So trying to categorize, even I have a mother. So if I have a mother, there is a culture. But hanging on to the culture or let go. Nekkamma means letting going. Let go. It's not easy. Not easy because, I always take the example. I smoked 10 years. 5 years ago, I didn't want to smoke. I'm still smoking. So one has to realize within yourself, the habits dominate. Even if you are mentally matured, the habits still dominate. So don't be shy about it. Just say that's the way it is. But be always kind to people because kindness wins friendship. It's a joy, actually. I'm talking about a real joy. You will never see me like this. I'm all the time joking. Buddha have been the same almost. Yeah.
Is the zero mind the same as nirvana?
Yes.
Okay. And how long did it take for you to reach this level?
Well, zero mind. It's not a thing that you reach because normally we take the position from I want to go, right? But I talked about two stages, Yoniso Manasikara and then Yatabhuta Jnana Dassana. Now, Yoniso Manasikara, everything that goes through your eye, nose, you see is subject to change, okay? Then you come to know where is the I. The looking at is in the body. What is the body made out of? Air element, earth element, right? then me and my world is in the memory only. You see, I'm answering your question. So, memory is not mine. If I say you're my girlfriend or my wife, it is in the memory, right? It's in my memory. If you go to buy and you come, who's this? This is my wife. It's coming from the memory. Now, the memory is a condition that is collected like a file. But if I have Alzheimer, you are my wife for the rest of the world, not for me. So me and my world is in the memory. So with mindfulness, you come to know how memory came to birth. With no memory, no me and my world. But it is a changing, your water element is changing, your earth element is changing, heat element is changing, you are getting old, you are dying. So, fixing this is mine cannot be represented because of your awareness. Because you are aware, you can't fix anymore. But doesn't mean that there's no love. There's more love on reality love. Do you know the reality love and normal love? The reality is we are interdependent. Liver needs heart, heart needs lung, and we are interdependent. That love doesn't go just because you say to me, go to hell. To an awakened person, you can tell him, go to hell. But his love towards you will be the same because he understands the cause for foolishness. See, you have a child, right? No, example. You have a child and the child do wrong things. Mother is gets upset, but his mother is not having hate towards the child. So when people go away, awakened people, when they scold, go to hell, they don't react very much. They know the cause for foolishness. Buddhas don't get, just somebody scolds to Buddha, you are a dirt, I don't care for you and you're mad. They don't get affected because they understand for Kleinkariet, I mean, how do you say it in English? Narrow-mindedness. They understand why narrow, because their values are different, Friendship is one of the best values. Buddha talked a lot about, he said the whole Dharma is for friendship. So friendship means actively doing something, but still you have zero mind.
So my question is, it is good to reach zero mind.
Yes.
Okay. Is it necessary to extinguish thinking and memory to reach zero mind?
No, the memory.
Can you keep the memories?
Yes, it's not a choice. It is, when you are born, right? It is not a choice that you get old, ill, and die. Correct? Whether you are born, right? You or me, we are born. I don't like to get old, right? But just because I don't like to get old, I cannot stop it. So this belongs to suchness. So the suchness comes to know the way things as it is. Therefore, I neither want to be or not want to be. Now you ask about the memory. The memory is there, but no consequences that comes out of the memory. The present moment, the memory is there. Memories make concepts. The awakened people does not have a concept. Then there's a split here. I must tell this to you.
I said extinguish thinking is good.
Yes.
Extinguish memories?
No, you can't extinguish memories.
Impossible.
You can, no, not impossible. It is possible. Alzheimer man. There are getting memory away. There are two ways how it happens.
Is it good to extinguish memories or not?
No, not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Keep memories.
You breathe in and out is not a thing that you create. It happens automatically. You get old. So the memories happen automatically, but their influence towards you, it does not take place. The memories are there. You can't switch off. The influence.
You can't prevent like feelings where like feelings. You can't do nothing to.
You can't stop feelings. No,
you
if
can't
you
stop memory, you can't stop memories too.
the memory is there, but it has no influence. But love is there.
Okay.
This is what is, the whole thing is I am. There's no I in the awakened person.
No.
Memory is there, but no I. Because he has come to know memory is parts put together. The I consciousness takes place because of your I, see object, getting together, going to the mind gives a valuation. This valuation is not given because of suchness. But he is aware of pain, he is aware of jealousy, he is aware of greed. So he keeps greed away. And when you keep greed away, all things happen normally. The good question you asked, thank you, because normally me and myself, there's no me and myself without memory. So the Buddha became awakened at 40, 50, 35 years. He lived up to 80 years. Right? He explained all this greed, how to get rid of, and anicca, changing, but he was very sympathetic towards people. All the time he said how the mind works and how to keep away. He never asked anybody not to eat good things or bad things. He said not to get attached to good things or bad things. So that's why there are two things. Wanting to have is greed, wanting not to have is greed. But the moral status is neither wanting to be or not wanting to be. You refrain from bringing pain to you and to other people. That's yeah, come on, please.
As you said that when Buddha used to do this meditation, but other time of his time, the rest of his time, he used to give friendship to others.
Yes, the basis of friendship. You see, I like you, you like me, right? So we come together. Now, while we are coming together, while we like each other, we have qualities of our character qualities. So Buddha said, to support the friendship, get rid of greed, get rid of hatred, get rid of delusion, I am. That's what Buddha said. So it helps friendship.
To make like an interdependence.
Interdependence is a fact. Interdependence is not created by me. It is the world. Interdependence is not, you getting old is not created by you or me. That's the way it is. This is, when you come to know things as they are, then it is mentally matured. You don't have to respect, you don't have to justify your kindness towards other people. Kindness itself is full of joy. The joy gets jeopardized when I come into the play. It's very difficult to imagine no I situation. You can imagine a I situation, because zero mind is not an imagination, it's a fact. Interdependency is not an imagination, it's a fact. You see, love without wisdom is like a body without a skeleton. You see, a lot of people, they might say in good-hearted idiot. Nowadays people always want to I. do the fact and just let it go. To enjoy the life. This temple, right, is just open for anybody to come. And I maintain that even with difficulty, with pendant or something, but I don't want to sell Dhamma. I'm very kind to people, but sometimes I'm strict, because sometimes I also feel sorry if I love somebody I like, and I want to give everything, and they themselves stop because of an inferiority complex. The persons who get things from me, they might know that I'm rich enough or I'm mentally matured enough, but they have an inferiority complex on their own. They feel I am going to a situation where I will lose myself. Yes, that's the way it is. In the beginning, right, you go to a hotel. You don't know the hotel and you don't know. So you must have the ability to get friendly with them. That means, self-vertrauen, any vertrauen is dependent, any confidence is dependent on self-awareness. When you become self-aware, self goes away. The mindfulness, in the process of the beginning of the mindfulness, there's I. Then it sees a conventional I and an absolute I. Absolute I does not exist, only a conventional I. So he maintains till he dies a conventional I, but not an absolute I. So now when you listen to my wording, right, what I'm talking, you will be confronted, what is this guy saying, a conventional I and an absolute I? What are these? There's no absolute I. Because me and my world is dependent on memory. No memory means me and my world is not there. You are my wife. Everybody knows. I also know. I have Alzheimer. Not my wife to you. How come? You are living. I'm going to the toilet. I drink water. How come? I can't access my memory. You see, about your question, I was thinking, you see, there are, the mind is very tricky, right? Your mind is very tricky to you than to other people. Now, what the mind does say, she's my daughter, you're my wife, right? We have a daughter together. Now, she is going with a man who is a drug addict. Now, I can't bear up that situation. So, the mind brings demands to me, software demands or hardware demands. So is mind. But the zero mind, nobody can achieve, because if you are not existing, so even karma comes to stop.
That sounds like that demands is not bad.
Yeah. So be friend. You see, the whole thing is they don't emphasize in the Dhamma talks how important is friendship. The basic foundation for friendship is ethical behavior and gaba, generosity. So you have to be generous, you have to give and take, but without a bookkeeping, and pure-heartedly support, and leave the bookkeeping to the nature, to the karma. Okay? Any other questions? Yeah. So I'll stop then, huh? Okay, thank you very much.